Hello, beautiful friends. It's Leah Marie here to do your 3 card pick a card this week, and we will be using the Spirit Animal Oracle. All the beautiful animal guides wanted to come out and give you guys some messages this week. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they have to say. So as I get these shuffled up, I'm just gonna give you that rundown where it's invite you to use your own intuition with these readings. They are meant to be a tool and a resource. And so it's really up to you to tap into your own intuition, to feel into what resonates, leaving what does not, and knowing that these are general readings, so they might not resonate with everybody every time you come to the channel. So I just invite you to take it in and see what feels best for you. A lot of times you'll get those little tinglies or other little sensations or see synchronicities. So I really invite you to use this as a tool or resource for confirmation, clarity, guidance, and really allow your own intuition to tell you what is meant for you to take away, and even how to interact with these readings. So with that being said, if you do have any questions or you want to share anything, you can feel free to pop in the description box below. My contact information is in there, as well as info on personal readings. I do offer animal totem readings now that we're on the topic of animals, and I will do a little video giving some details on that at some point soon and have that up on the channel for you guys so you know a little bit more about what that all entails. And so I feel like that one wants to come out. Or is that 2? It's 2. There we go. So you can, as we do here, it'll be card number 1, 2, and 3. And you can go ahead and use your intuition as to which card you're feeling called to today. And if you feel called to more than one, that's always okay. I'll have timestamps below. I do also like to mention that sometimes the 3 cards do create a larger message. If that is the case, I will leave a 4th timestamp for a summary at the end, and you can tap into that if you'd like. And really want to just have you feel into what it is that you need clarity or guidance or support on today, and then go ahead and make your selection. So I'm going to begin with card 1, which is the bat spirit. And how beautiful is this, that it comes in upside down in the reverse, but it actually allows us to see the bat right side up. So I do feel that it's actually, I'm just getting this giggly feeling from the bat. I just love bats in general and their erratic flying nature. It always kind of makes me giggle when I see them. So with the animals, will just kind of see intuitively how they want me to read the reversals today. But this is showing me very much this energy of new perspectives. And so while the card says a rebirth is assured, I do feel that there's a change on the horizon for you in some aspect of your life. And at the same time, that change might require you to look at things from a different perspective. So this is also kind of like hangman energy, where it's like you're looking at things. For us humans, this would be our normal perspective. For bats, this is their normal perspective. So this is why I feel the bat saying, like, it's time for you to look at things from a different perspective. Whether you go into a different vantage point, whether you put yourselves in the shoes of someone else. So if your situation is related to someone else, like putting yourself in their shoes and viewing the circumstances, or just taking yourself out of the situation altogether and imagining what might this situation look like to a stranger who's just walking in and observing what's happening from completely outside the situation without any emotions involved or any preconceived notions. So just a new perspective in general. So interestingly, I do feel that this rebirth, it is assured, it is happening for you already. And I'm actually going to leave him in the reverse because I feel like it's just really how he wants to be. So it's also beautiful that there's a number 5. 5 is very indicative of change and transformation, which is the energy of the bat. The bat speaks to change. It speaks to that inner guidance system. So they use that sonar sound, which is so powerful. They're bouncing vibration off of things and getting a vibration coming back. And so everything is energy, everything is vibration. So this is calling you to feel into the change that's happening. Feel deeply into it. What actions do you need to take or non-action to take in any given moment? And really put your energy feelers out there in a new way. Maybe that's not how you have been handling life right now, and maybe this is also calling you to that, like to put your energy feelers out there differently, to sense into a situation, to explore the energy of it, not just what you can see, because what we can see in the physical world is only a fraction of what's actually happening in the world itself. There's so many layers of unseen energies and forces that are here working with us, supporting us, helping us through changes and rebirths and transformations. And they're not always going to be things that we see with our eyes open. And so the bat speaks to this as well, because they fly around typically at dusk or total darkness, and they have the energy sensory system that is their sight. So this is also inviting you to go to that third eye. Maybe you want to do some meditation around third eye activation and opening. I will be having a new moon meditation on the, I believe, 17th of this month that's about third eye activation. You could choose to tap into that as well. Otherwise, there's a lot of great resources out there about third eye activation, but this is speaking to that. Like doing some work around that would really help you open up to being able to see more of what's actually going on that you're not able to see with your physical eyes and in the physical world. So the bat's really inviting you to take that new perspective, look into things from a new angle, feel into things more deeply, and allow yourself to flow with that change. You know, if you watch bats fly, they're just these beautiful little sky dancers, but sometimes it can look really erratic when we can't necessarily see what it is they're moving and navigating around. And so that's why if you're not able to see or feel all the things that you're navigating around, it can be more challenging. But if you feel into it, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to know where to turn, what to say, what to do, and when and how, if you're using your intuition in addition to what you can actually see in the physical world. So, really beautiful message from the bat spirit. So, thank you for those of you who picked card 1. I appreciate you tapping in, and I'm going to go ahead and move on to card 2. And card 2 is the beautiful dog spirit. Be loyal to what you love. So dogs are such amazing companions. I grew up with dogs, and I really don't know what life would have been without them. Like, I just, such a blessing, so much unconditional love pouring from them, kindness, gentleness, you know, that loyalty to follow you anywhere and be a part of you and your life, and just because they want to be, because they want to shower you with love. And so to me, this is speaking to a few different things. So I'm looking at the number 19, which breaks down to 20, and it's 2. So it's like that energy of you and what you love being one, being loyal to each other. And when you are loyal to that which you love, you're living your life from that space. You're living your life saturated with love. And this can be related to doing things you love, for work, for enjoyment. This can be being loyal to the people that you love and you want to support and nurture. This can be loyal to and first and foremost, to yourself, to the love that you are, and to the love that you wish to give to the world. And so I encourage you to allow the dog to show you just how you can come into the space of loving and being loyal to what you love above all else. So it's this energy of flow and movement and ability to really live your life from a place where not only is everything you're doing coming from a place of love, but everything that you're attracting to you is returning love to you. So it's the adage of we get what we focus on. And so if we are being loyal to things that aren't supporting us or that aren't really aligned with us, that's just going to attract more of that kind of stuff to us. And so in this case, I'm really feeling that you're being invited to look at where your loyalty lies. What are you currently being loyal to? And is that serving you? So that's one big message. And then I'm also getting this energy of completion. So interestingly, I know when I was doing the math here, when I would add 1 and 9, it's actually would be 10. I don't know why I felt it was 20 initially, so I feel like there's something about the 2 that's important for you guys. And at the same time, I'm seeing this as a completion cycle. So I actually now I'm getting, okay, so the energy of what was coming through originally was moving this into a space of 2 becoming 1. So that's why they were giving me 2 originally. So it's the energy of you coming into unity with what you love. You coming into oneness with the knowing that you are love. And when you're loyal to that, all things are possible. So I'm really seeing this beautiful flow of energy where the dog spirit can model for you how to love unconditionally. So I'll use that term a lot, unconditional love, and that's ideally what we're here to focus on, what we are at our core. And at the same time, so much of the love in many people's lives is conditional. It's like, I love you if you do this, or I love you because you do this. Whereas the dog energy is coming in to say, I love you no matter what. And so this is spirit saying, I love you no matter what. Now it's time for you to love you no matter what. So, really great message for coming into loving yourself unconditionally, because as you do that, you're going to be able to love other people unconditionally as well. And so, this is a really powerful energy here, and I encourage you to ask spirit to show you how to come in to a deeper understanding of love and what being loyal to love looks like for you. So thank you for those of you who picked card number 2. I'm going to go ahead to number 3. And we have the koi fish spirit, and it did come in the reverse. I'll let you see it that way just because I do feel that these are intentionally working out this way, because it does change the dynamic of the image. And with the koi fish, it is a message of there is always enough. And so koi fish tend to be a symbol of good luck and good fortune, abundance, obviously the energy of way more than enough. And so this is inviting you to look at your life from the perspective of there is enough. Whatever is going on in your life, even if you don't feel like there's enough, there is in fact enough for you and all the people around you. So I do feel it's speaking right away that there's a lot of people that have conditioning in place around money, and that you have to have a certain amount of money in order to have a certain amount of status, in order to attract certain people or certain things into your life. And while that is true to some degree, that isn't all that life is about. And so, really tapping into all of the things that you do have to gift humanity. So, really looking at all of the gifts and the miracles and the beautiful things that you do already have. So, the reason a lot of times people don't feel like there's enough is because the mind has a tendency to focus on what we lack instead of focusing on what we have. This is when the mind is running the show versus when we are directing the mind, okay? So when we direct the mind, we can choose to focus on having enough, because we can choose to look at all the blessings that we already have. And so the koi fish wants to help you move through the waters of life to show you the beauty and abundance that's available. So I'm seeing this beautiful image of the koi fish swimming through the lake or the pond, the body of water that it's in. And there's all of these different things around. There's these plants, there's these rocks, there's other fish, there's clams, there's snails, there's all kinds of different energy in their space. Now, maybe there's one or two things that they would like to be there that aren't there, but they're focusing instead on all the beauty and magic and things that are there. So, this card is calling you to take time, invest time to reflect on all of the blessings that you already have, all of the wealth and abundance that you already have in your life. So, an exercise that I would recommend is actually taking a notebook, and whether you do this daily or whether this is something you do periodically, it's really up to you. The more frequency is generally the better with exercises like this. However, you just sit down and you start writing down all of the things that you do already have in your life, the positive relationships that you like, the home that you live in, the job that you have, or the different elements of your life. It's like you have clothing, you have clean water, you have food. The majority of people have at least some or all of those things in most cases. Obviously, not everybody. So this is general as I'm flowing through with this. The point is if you sit down and actually look at all the things that you already have in your life and you start writing them down, and it can be the super simple little things. You have the ability to be watching this reading right now and taking this information in, to look at things from a different perspective. That in of itself is a gift, to have the technology, to have the service, to have the ability, to have the eyes and the ears with which to take this information in. And so, really sit down and look at the beauty and the wealth of abundance that you have in your life. And when you choose to do that, what happens is it starts to show you how much there already is. And each and every one of us have different things around us and have different desires to have things around us as well. And so there is always enough for all of us. So while there can be finite a number of things that are already in manifested reality, the unmanifested is infinite. So when we choose to focus on manifesting things into the 3D world, there is infinite, limitless possibilities for that. Therefore, there is always enough. And so this is a really strong message coming through for you to invest some serious time focusing on that, especially if this has been a challenge for you, if you've been feeling a sense of lack or a sense of whether it's not having enough or not being enough. Either way, this is really speaking to it being time for you to focus on what you do already have, and that's going to help you shift the belief and the mindset of there being enough. Because if this is something that you have felt, if you don't recondition that belief or change that belief, then you are going to continue to play out that cycle of feeling like there isn't enough. And in order to feel that there is, you will need to take active steps in order to make change in your life. So I encourage you to speak to the koi fish to help it show you how to freely move through the waters of your life, to show you through its eyes the wealth of abundance that is in front of you each and every day. So with that being said, I will leave it at this for today, actually, because I do feel that these are beautiful messages. And while they can very much flow together, I feel that Spirit is inviting me to leave it where it is and bid you guys a wonderful day and week, month, wherever you are when you're tapping into this reading. I appreciate your support so much, and I look forward to connecting again with you all soon. Take care and much love.